unfortunately, our final best of 3 of the day, Alive versus Idra, won't be happening. We tried to wait to the very last moment because Alive said he might find a place in France to be able to play. Unfortunately, he was not able to play. He's currently in France for the Iron Squid tournament. So that means walkover win for Idra.
But we will be bringing Idra on later just to talk to him about his thoughts on walking over Alive, on his hopes for the rematch with Morrow from the first ever broadcasted StarCraft to LAN, is I guess the way that we've labeled it. The first time it was ever broadcasted at a major international LAN.
Yeah, just call it international tournament because it really was the first major international tournament. So that's going to be fun. If you guys want to see, or you guys are curious to say what the Kraken has to say and so far about his experiences of the NASL, stay tuned because after this game, Greg will be on stage and he will answer a couple of your questions as well. I believe people were able to submit questions, so that's awesome. We're going to pick out a couple of cool questions from them.
Yeah, that's right. And also, be sure to come out to the Anthill Pub in Irvine, California tomorrow so you can meet the Kraken and Morrow and Rotti and me.
I think it's going to be awesome tomorrow. I really think we're going to have a lot of people at the pub. I mean,
really hope so.
When Greg is there, like Greg just attracts people.
All the fangirls come out.
All the fangirls come out. All the guys who like Idra come out, and a lot of people like Idra. And also the guys who don't like Idra, they want to come out too because Idra is like.
Because they want to be there if he loses.
Yeah,
I saw Idra lose.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. I'm really excited for tomorrow's.
How can anybody not like Idra, though? Because he's really such a cool guy.
He's so real. He's so pure. He's like the most pure, genuine person I know.
Pure is an interesting choice of words.
Why? Don't you think he's pure? There's
to me,
nothing fake about him.
Is like all white, angelic, like untainted.
Okay, maybe maybe he's not that pure, but he's so real.
He's very real, and that's why I have mad love and big respect for Idra.
And you know, before we start talking about this game, I want to talk about one more thing. But a lot of people were wondering, like, oh, why do they even invite Idra? He hasn't done anything lately. I think, and here I'm making a point, but I think we should credit our champions a little bit more because Idra is a great champion after all in StarCraft 2. He has won 3-4 big international LANs, won an MLG, won an Intel Extreme Masters, won the Aces Rock Invitational, and then the first moment when he's not posting the same results for 2 or 3 months on a row, people start dissing him. It's like, come on, show some respect to your true champions.
Simmer down now, haters.
I mean, of course, like, okay, Idra does not always give the perfect example in throwing away show matches. And of course, he deserves some criticism after all. But in my book, Ben, he's still a great champion. How many people can say they won 3 big international tournaments? Very, very few.
Maybe a dozen?
A dozen?
Yeah. Is there 12?
12 StarCraft 2 players can say they won 3 big international tournaments?
Yeah, there's at least 4 Koreans, right? And then we've got guys like Idra, guys like
maybe
Stefano,
Nani Wahak and Stefano. But that's about it?
Yeah, it's pretty close to 12.
Okay. Well,
maybe
then still,
10.
He's one of the few, Ben.
Well, it's still a small number if you think about the hundreds of thousands of people that play StarCraft.
I know. I just think people often don't credit their champions enough. In my book, Ben, if you're a champion
once a champion, always a champion?
You're always a champion. And I think we're going to see a super.
That's right. Let's bring back Fruit Dealer. Sunday Showdown number 6. Yeah. We're moving the studio to Belarus and flying out Fruit Dealer for a showdown.
I'm not sure if Fruit Dealer will be down for that. Lowely does pick up one SCV over here from Thorzain. There is one Marine on the high ground here.
Man, Lowely again going to go with some roach pressure.
Yeah, and Thorzain once more going for the same build as he showed us on Antigua, and pretty much the same build as he showed us.
This is just the Thorzain build.
Yeah, this is the exact
Seriously,
same
Lowely,
build.
just Baneling Bust again, bro. It worked so well last time. This time he makes 6 roaches. He's also got a few more drones. I think he's doing it off 23 drones this time. Last time I feel like it was maybe 21.
Well, it's still pretty much the same scenario, and Thorzain is going to be just as prepared as he was before. But then again, I felt that the roach pressure, okay, it wasn't super effective. I also feel it wasn't that bad, man. I felt that the moment it went bad is when he started to make a lot of units mid-game, which he didn't really need. And then he started banking up 3.5k minerals because he really wanted Broodlords. Imagine if he would have just maxed out on something. I'm not going to say it would have been really good for him, but it would have been a whole different ballgame.
Well, Thorzain does see these roaches coming now. Now, if Lowely had gone, well, no, Thorzain very intelligently sent Hellions down both paths, so he could have seen this no matter what. So nicely done by Thorzain in that regard. Roach is going to be getting here before the bunker finishes, though, Kev. Will they? It's going to be kind of close.
But the thing is, SCVs will be able to soak up damage. The first Marauder is about to pop, and if you leave a Marauder
ramp,
on
Lowely.
Keston, but yeah, sure, it's a lot better for Lowely than it was before.
Yes, and he immediately picks off that building SCV. The problem is there is a Marauder behind that wall, and they do damage so fast to Roaches. Lowely going to really try to get something done. Bunker does go down. Can he focus down the Marauder? If he that could be very good if he can. With the Marauder being microed exceptionally well. Nicely done by Thorzain, just kiting backward. Hellions splashing on everything. A couple SCVs going to get picked off. A single Hellion going to get picked off. Maybe a second Hellion. Even the Marauder going to go down.
Yeah, still, this is pretty good for Lowely. He's droning up very hard behind this. He might, no, okay, he's not going to be able to pick anything else up more. Wow, look at the Marauder.
That Marauder, you're not going anywhere.
That one Marauder is around.
He's like punching the Roach with one hand and shooting it with his grenade launcher with the other. It's a hardcore Marauder, bro.
And now it's really good, though, that Thorzain has triple orbital. Otherwise, I really think he would have been in trouble. Let's take another look at that, since obviously nothing is going to happen once in the upcoming seconds.
He's going to get there just in time, walks right up the ramp, picks off the building SCV, and a little bit of indecision here. Can't decide if he wants to attack units or the depot, or I'm sorry, the bunker, but does focus down that bunker. And gets in and does some okay damage.
An excellent micro here by Thorzain. Look how long he kept that Marauder alive. Actually, that's insane.
Microing everything independently of itself. Hellions doing some good splash damage. Really well played. Let's jump right back into the game to see that Lowely has, in fact, taken a third base.
Yep. 53 drones right now on the map against 40 SCVs for Thorzain. Thorzain is going to need some supply depots real soon.
But triple orbital is so good. Look at the income. Look at the difference. He's mining so much more because of all those extra mules.
Oh, and he's done 13 workers.
Yeah.
Yes, I've pointed this out to David Kim, but David Kim did not want to listen, man. I'm sorry.
It's so hard to play against triple orbital for this reason, that Terran economy just supercharged. But this time Lowely's in better shape. He's got a little bit of control here, so he's going to be able to secure this third. Thorzain sees it with his SCV. He doesn't see too many drones there, so.
And most importantly as well is that the upgrades are pretty much even right now. 1-1 is maybe 20 seconds ahead for Thorzain, but that's about it. Last time he was on halfway through 2-2 when Lowely barely started 1-1, and that's of course a world of difference.
Lowely droning so hard. He's about to be at 70 drones, Kevin, and that's a difference that will pay off in favor of Lowely. So Thorzain finally going to float down towards his own third. The question now becomes, will Lowely be able to win late game against Thorzain? Because we're moving to the late game. Very clearly, we're going to see a late game. And Thorzain has maybe the best late game Terran control in the foreign scene. So it's so good that Koreans have said that they think he's the best foreigner.
Yeah? Well,
yeah.
I know a few guys who would disagree with that. I think one of them is in the room.
You?
No.
Me?
Greg.
Greg's not in the room.
Nah, okay, but you know what I mean. Nah, but I mean, I can, for instance, a player like Naniwa, top 8 GSL Codes.
Naniwa, we can't forget guys like Stefano.
Yes.
I still think Nurchio is very, very good.
Huck, of course.
Of course. Masase, oft overlooked, but another very, very good foreign player.
Yeah, we're going to have Sase in the next Sunday showdown, guys. Was that
You heard it here first.
All right. Well, we can say it. My producer just said we can say it.
I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Sase!
That was a really nice slip of the tongue by me, but fortunately I have a green light to say it. Our next Sunday showdown, so if you were still not sure if you really want to pay for the match tomorrow and just watch us in 1080p always. Next Sunday showdown, EG's Puma against Quantic Sase.
Going to be awesome. I'm really excited to see that.
Both players, of course, are once more going to be flown out to California, and they're going to have a lot of fun with us, hopefully. And I think we're going to see a super sick best of 7.
I agree with you, Kev. 80 drones for Lowely against 61 SCVs for Thorzain. Lowely still hasn't started that high, but he is macroing very, very well, keeping the money nice and low. Upgrades are great. Lots of infestors coming out as that pathogen glands upgrade finishes up.
I'm so bad with secrets, man.
Yeah, man.
I think in future people should just not tell me anything.
If I ever buy a Christmas present for somebody and I don't want them to find out about it, I will not tell you what it is.
When I was just really excited. That was actually like genuine excitement, and then I was like, oh, actually not allowed to talk about that.
Buy some nice flowers for my girlfriend. You walk up to her, hey Connie, how'd you like your flowers? Yeah. What flowers?
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that happens. 68 Zerglings right now for Lowely and 7 infestors for him as well. He is on 76 drones right now. I love that he's getting that fourth base in the left top side of the map as well. And once more, Ben, he's going for pretty quick Brood Lords. But this time I think he will be able to stall the time that he needs to actually be able to get them out. And then we're going to see how Thorzain is going to be able to deal with those Brood Lords. Now, as you said, Thorzain has excellent late game control, and he's already even slipping in the first Vikings. Maybe this is just like one scouting Viking, which wants to take out some overlords. But still, wow, look how map aware Lowely is.
Yeah, he's doing a great job using burrowed Zerglings in different places around the map. That's something that not enough players do. Beautiful fungal.
Oh, be careful with those infestors, though.
Those infestors, Lowely. He lost one.
Yeah.
But he will pick off all the Marines and the medevac, so I think that's an okay trade. It could have been better, but not a bad one.
No, he has a bit of money, and this also scared Thorzain, because what Thorzain saw right now was already a pretty big group of links. He didn't really get a proper scout off on the real army, so he has no idea what Lowely is preparing for. He has to play it passive. If Thorzain would see what we would see right now, then he would probably like move out straight away and put on some real pressure on Lowely. But he's not going to be able to do well. He is moving out right now, but he's going to play it carefully.
Look at this little burrowed Zergling, just sees everything. Excellent, excellent. Knows exactly where Thorzain's army is. He's going to choose to fight the army versus going around. He could definitely counter.
Well, that's so smart. Like, I mean, we've seen it last week. I'm not sure which Zerg was using it, but Lowely's doing this really excellent.
Yeah, picks up a few more Marines and Hellions with some good fungal. And, man, Thorzain is really committing to attacking down this lower path, Kev. Like, do you not think that a counter across the top would be good?
Yeah, I think it would be, but I don't really think that Lowely has to counter right now. Of course, running links by is always good, but once more Lowely can't see what we see. He's going to try.
This is what I wanted to see. And Thorzain, he does have some units in position, but not that many. Lings choosing not to fight. They're going to go all the way towards that natural expand. There's nothing doing there, but third base is pretty exposed.
Absolutely nothing here. Hold position, I guess, being used by most of these Zerglings. Yes, there is hold position being used. A lot of SCVs falling down.
Tons of SCV kills. Well played there by Lowely. Going to do some work on the economy of Thorzain. And still, this is enough Lings to... Well, that is a lot of Stim Marines. Ling's still running around trying to get a few more SCV kills. Nicely done by Lowely. Thorzain dropping the main, though, while this is happening.
Yeah, but we have a couple of spine crawlers there. We have, no transfuse in the Queen. Burrow being used by the Queen. So nice by Lowely. Queen will fall eventually, but still forced an additional scanner.
Stand and focus down that Queen. That was really cute by Thorzain, really wanting to get the units that he felt were most valuable.
What about this Tom Cruise Viking, man?
He's dangerous, Kev.
He is dangerous.
I think he just lit the tires.
Yes. He was a little bit too dangerous this time. Picked off 3 overlords and made it easier for Thorzain to drop. But still, here come those first broodlords already. I think Thorzain saw them, so he knows what he's up against. He's getting +1 for those Vikings right now. While straight away researching the score for the reactor, so I think we're going to see a lot of Ravens into play, man.
Yeah, Ravens are starting to show up a little bit in late game Terran matchups, because the Seeker Missile is actually not bad against units that clump, especially broodlords.
Seeker Missile has always been, in my opinion, I've said it since day one, or like one of the first guys, Seeker Missile is the plague of StarCraft 2. It's like, when it comes, because it's really exciting, you can really scream it. Like, Seeker Missile!
Seeker Missile! I don't think I really have the voice for Seeker Missile.
I wasn't planning on screaming it like that, Ben, but I wasn't relating to the spells of the actual units.
Plague! No, I can totally see that, man. And broodlords are a little bit slow. First broods are out, by the way, and they're going to start applying some pressure. Thorzain's response is going to be to drop 16 Marines in Lowely's main.
There are 2 infestors here with a lot of energy. Can Lowely see these? Yes, he can. I'm not sure if he's paying attention. Yes, he is moving those infestors right now. I'm not looking at the main army right now because he's moving back.
Those Marines are, well, then they're all nice and lined up. One OK fungal going to go down. Second OK fungal going to go down. Lowely's sending a lot of his Zerglings back. All of his Zerglings, in fact, to defend this. And I mean, he's going to clean it up, but he's given up. He's given up on the attack.
Look at the money of Lowely, man. He's getting 4 ultras now as well. That's insane. He's up to 4,300.
This doesn't look bad for Lowely,
no, not at all.
And he's so map aware. Catches these Marines moving forward after defending that drop, never taking his eyes off the broodlords.
Our Belarusian Zerg is playing excellent right now.
Even sending some links to counterattack around the top half of the map, and you know, it doesn't do much. Doesn't really do much. He doesn't find success there.
Do you really think that Thorzain is going to be able to hold this base for a long time
know,
when those ultras start rolling out?
I have my doubts. The broodlords are going to roll forward once again. Tanks immediately unsieging, and that means that the Lings can come in, and also at the third base, Lings are going to be doing some work. Thorzain comes forward with all of his Marines, a lot of infested Terrans going down. That was perhaps misplayed because now Lowely has less energy for fungal.
He lost pretty much all of his broodlords, but maybe like there's Thorzain as well. Let's see how these Lings were able to do. Catching a couple of siege tanks, picking off a lot of SCVs. I love what Lowely is doing because he could actually afford to lose his broodlords. Sure, I guess he would have loved to do a bit more with them than he actually did. But if he forces Thorzain right now to go up to 20 supply of Vikings, and he's going to roll in with a lot of ultras, which is exactly what he's doing. This might work out very well for him.
He's got a lot of ultras in production. The problem that I'm having with Lowely's play right now, okay, here comes 30 Lings, is that with this many drones, with this many infestors, he just doesn't have much supply for Zerglings. This makes for kind of a small army, Kev. He's got 4 ultras now. It'll be 12. Okay, I take it back. 12 ultras is a huge army. I didn't realize it was 8 ultras in production.
I mean, I love ultras as well, but it's always nice to have those small links running around, being able to swarm armies, because ultras are really good in the straight-up fight. They tank a lot, they deal a lot of damage once they get in range, but they really do need something like a big swarm of Zerglings to be extra effective.
Would also really love some Neural Parasite. In my opinion, still an underused spell.
Yeah, I don't get it. Certainly when you have this much money, why would you ever not get it?
Grab a couple tanks, grab those Ravens, and drop some drop some Seeker missiles on the Marines. That sounds pretty smart.
That sounds very smart, man.
Ultras and Lings going to be coming from both sides here, Kev. Big attack coming. Where are... Oh, Lowely, he miscontrolled the top group of units. They're just standing there. Oh, Lowely. Why? Now they're going to come get into the action.
Oh, no, he's just move command.
Lowely. Oh, Lowely, very, very bad control here in the late game. These Ultras... so clunky. He is going to get into the third base and do some damage there, but Ultra's still completely inactive in the natural of Thorzain. They're just standing there. Finally, they get to work.
The funny thing is that he can actually afford this because of the money he had, but he could have done so much better. Literally lost 3-4 Ultras, which were on move command, and they're still
they're still not doing anything. They're just sitting on a ramp getting shot by a siege tank, so Lowely misplays that pretty badly. He's going to stay maxed, though. He's got so much money. Sticking with the Ultras for a little bit longer. I would have liked to have seen another switch back in the Broods, but I guess it makes a little bit of sense to keep driving this Ultraless.
But, I mean, he's still in great shape, and he has 4,500 minerals. He's maxed out once more. 12 Ultras are on the way.
And he's also defending drops very well up at the top of the map, turning that drop around. Thorzain having a hard time finding any windows anywhere. His one hero Ultraless, Thorzain's natural, has got like 19 kills. Marines just can't get it done. Man, all that armor. Seriously, Lings are going to show up, and he's going to keep going. This is the granddaddy Ultralisk of them all, Kev.
This is the kingpin of Thorzain's natural, man.
Jump. Give me my money, jump.
Just kills the siege tank, man.
He's gonna waiting for a new superhero movie, Ben.
Finally, he's going to go down. The Ultralisk. And, oh, man, and as soon as he does fall, Lowely coming with another wave into the 4th expansion of Lowely, immediately surrounding all the siege tanks.
All those things so easily. They were so extremely exposed.
Yeah, these Ultras are not on hold position. They're going to just eat that command center for lunch. And Thorzain in so much trouble. GG's Lowely, the Belarusian, the best Zerg on the planet. What are we watching right now? What?
Have you ever seen Thorzain so hopeless in the TVZ?
No, that started with a 6 Roach Rush, guys.
Yeah, that started
with a 6 Roach Rush.
And he played against Triple Orbital. And how often don't you hear Zergs who have troubles playing against Triple Orbital, saying that it's really hard when Terran economy is really good? It actually looked like Thorzain was barely earning anything all game long. When you looked at Lowely's bank, 4,500, 5,000, 1,500 gas. Wow.
Do we have the replay of the Roaches in the early game? I would like to just point out just one more time for emphasis how this game started. Lowely, like the first build Zerg players learn, like you're learning to play StarCraft and you can never win, and you ask your friend who's like Diamond League, hey, how do I win games? He's like, well, you should just 6 Roach Rush. And I'm like, well, how do I do that? And he's like, okay, well, you just go up to 18, build 2 Overlords, and then make Roaches. And well, Lowely did it a little bit differently. It was a little bit more refined. But
Lowely is 4-0 right now, Ben, in the NASL Season 3.
And he is partying in Belarus tonight, man.
Yeah. He's not like spending money in clubs. He's buying clubs.
$150 bucks. I'll take.
How much for this joint? How much do you got? 150. Well, here you go, sir. Here are the keys.
I'm gonna retire.
Yes, I'm rich. Guy kisses the $100 bill, checks it 3 times on the hologram. He's like, all right, this is real.
Oh man. So, wow, really, really nice play there by Lowely, taking out Thorzain, the DreamHack champion. Wow. And here it is. This is how it all started, Kev. What's your suggestion for an aspiring Zerg player?
6 Roaches.
Hey, why not?
Or 12 pool, 12 gas into Baning Bust.
Yeah, that was also pretty damn effective.
Both builds are really good against the builds that Thorzain just displayed. Absolutely, I'm really stunned that this is even possible. Thorzain, a player who went to the finals in the previous season, is now 1-3, and Lowely. Who even mentions Lowely when you think of good Zerg players of Europe? What are the names you always hear? You always hear Stefano, Nurcho, Red, Dimaga, Moro, and then you hear players like Bly, Biggs,
Slivko,
Snoot
even pops up.
Snoot, Aristio, whoever mentions Lowely. And
people are going to have to start talking about Lowely. This guy is playing some sick StarCraft. I was going to say at the top of our cast that he's had an easy run so far. hey, he's 3-0, but he hasn't played the best guys in his group. Thorzain is one of the strongest players in this group, and Lowely just took him out.
Yeah, and in what fashion? Like, that last game was so dominant. I don't even know where it was kind of like when you play against computer insane when he earns 3 times as much as you, you know? Then he has that insane amount of money. That's kind of how I felt watching that game.
I think we have to dub that the Kingston match to remember. Thorzain versus Lowely. Lowely comes out on top.
That definitely was a match to remember.